Welcome to Transformative Truths, quotes for learning, growing, and becoming. I'm Sarah Waldron Brinton.
I'm Wally Goddard.
And it's nice to be together again today. We love to talk about quotes that touch our hearts and quotes that maybe motivate us to change for the better or
think better, act better, live better.
Connect better.
Yes.
All those things. We have a bit of wisdom today to share with you from a famous psychologist whose name is Urie Bronfenbrenner. Here's the observation that he made. Every child should spend a substantial amount of time with somebody who's crazy about him or her. There has to be at least one person who has an irrational involvement with that child. Someone who thinks that kid is more important than other people's kids. Someone who's in love with him or her and whom he or she loves in return.
Don't you love that?
I love that.
One element of this is somebody who sustains a relationship over time.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who is there and is a part of a child's journey through joy and sorrow and struggle and learning, through disappointment and hardship. Somebody who loves them, cherishes them, but also helps them make sense of their experience.
What a gift for a child to find someone like that early on in life. Someone was relating to me recently that part of a well-balanced person is often a understanding aunt. Like there's someone that fills this aunt or sort of big sister, big brother role in your life where a trusted adult comes into your life that you could maybe tell something to or ask something of that you might feel sheepish around other people.
Yes. And sometimes parents feel so much responsibility to sort things out and keep kids on track. And so sometimes it's a parent, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it is, as you said, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a neighbor. And it fits well with the resilience literature that says very clearly that among all those kids who thrived in spite of their difficult circumstances, every one of them had someone who cheered for them, someone who loved them, someone who said, man, you're special. You are so cool, and I love knowing you. And to have that person, what a difference it makes.
And maybe to be that person. I wonder if some of our listeners might be having someone in their mind, a neighbor, a friend's child, someone who they connect with in a special way, and they can devote some time and energy to that relationship.
Yeah, Sarah, I was thinking of a person who really seemed to look to me and Nancy a lot as a child. And now, as she is in adulthood, it seems like she's a little bit lost. And I realize I think she was calling on us before, calling on us to be important to her, to pay attention, to be engaged with her. And I think we missed the clues. We just assumed we were friends, but didn't realize that she was maybe inviting us to be mentors.
And maybe she couldn't have even articulated that, but was drawn to you and your goodness and wanted something that she saw you and Nancy emulating. I was really blessed growing up to have an aunt who lived with us from time to time, my mom's little sister, and she was the big sister I never had. She helped me through with my boy troubles. She taught me how to drive. I mean, I remember very clearly in the Trader Joe's parking lot in Danville, California, backing up her old white Ford Focus. Oh, man. And Trader Joe's parking lots, they're notoriously bad. Anyway, it's a requirement for any. By the way, this is not sponsored by Trader Joe's. Anyway, my aunt, she and I are just really close. And one time when I was in college, after I'd returned from my mission, which, by the way, I went to her same mission.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd returned from my mission and I was experiencing some really intense depression and was not in a good place mentally. I had a trusted therapist that I was going to on campus. He prescribed to me a visit to my aunt in California. And he said, it seems like you need to go be with your aunt. And I went and spent a week with my aunt. And during that trip, I started texting with this guy named Tom, who I think I've text messaged every day since. And 4 children later, here we are. And
the couple you two are.
Yeah. And
great.
I'm grateful that my aunt was a safe place for me when I was having some struggles. And I hope that if someone needed me in that way, that I would say, yeah, fly to my house, stay with me.
Yeah. And so I think we can lean in, can't we? When we see these clues, when we see someone who seems to lean on us just a little bit, maybe we are a little more proactive and we engage them more. Maybe we take them out to dinner with us. We involve them in our lives and give them a safe place.
Mm-hmm. My oldest child, my son, Arthur, has always been very bright. And for his 3rd birthday, he received this animal encyclopedia from a dear friend and neighbor who we had in our previous neighborhood. She said, I think that this is a book that could follow Arthur for many years, and I hope that it really serves him. And boy, you should see his animal encyclopedia today. You can tell that it's been in the car and to church and all on the playground. Yeah, and that friend still goes out of her way to try and think of, here's something Arthur might like, even as his needs and interests have changed. Animals and then dinosaurs, and now it's math and science. And she's just ready to jump in with that. And I think, what a neat field to follow those cues of a child and
be committed, be there. Yeah. Just be a little bit proactive and not followed merely out of obligation, but out of invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Subtle invitation that sometimes comes when someone opens their hearts to us.
So spend a substantial amount of time and let that person know you're crazy about them. Is that what we do?
Yeah. And I think engage them, and maybe we make a trip to the bookstore, and maybe we invite them. When our grandson Ian was a little guy, he'd come over and we'd just bake cookies together, or we'd build a little shelter downstairs for him, or at the time, Ian really, really loved that. Now he's grown a lot since then, but I think it made a difference for Ian that we could go to the hardware store together and we could covet nuts and bolts. I mean, he would push his little cart and I'd push the big one, and we always found something worth buying. So I think that's the challenge, isn't it? To say, who is there who is maybe calling to me saying, hey, I could use one of those adults who sees me and values me, cherishes me, and uplifts me. And we can respond to that invitation.
Yeah. Even just before coming here today, I have my little 2-year-old. She'll be 3. She and I go to a mom and daughter class, a little dance story time, and another mother and daughter come with us. And for whatever reason, my daughter Clover loves this mom. She loves her so much, and she just wants to sit on her lap and dance with her. And she's always so kind to just include Clover with her and her own daughter. And sometimes I'm over by the baby or whatever, or Clover will come to me and want me for a minute. But seeing someone just naturally respond to my daughter's bids for love and attention is so rewarding. And so anyway, I hope that something that we've talked about today might spark an idea or bring a wonderful young person to your mind who might want to connect with you.
Yes.
Spend some time together.
And be uplifted and enriched by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today. We're so glad to have you as part of our Transformative Truths community, and we hope to see you again next time.
Yes. Have a great week. We hope that some of the quotes we share are meaningful to you and something maybe you'd like to add to your personal collection. If so, go to drwally.com and look under Transformative Truths podcast, and all the quotes as we broadcast them will be available to you to cut and paste into your collection.